I've had a few comments that are asking about time signatures, so I thought I would do my best to explain them really briefly. Now, quick word of warning, there's exceptions to almost everything I'm about to say, but I'm going to tell you generally how they work. Virtually all music is divided into measures or bars, which is a recurring number of beats that happens again and again. If you see it on the page, you will see the music divided by bar lines. But even if you're not reading the music, you will feel these measures in a sense of a recurring number of beats that is the same. For instance, a song may be in 3 beats per measure, and you'll feel that. You'll feel the song going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you'll feel them whether you're reading music or not. A time signature tells us what we're going to feel as the beat in each measure. The top number of a time signature tells us how many notes. The bottom number tells us what kind of note, and usually what kind of note gets the beat. For instance, 4 over 4 means 4 quarter notes in a measure, the quarter note gets the beat. Note it's read just like a fraction, isn't it? If on the bottom there's a 2, 3 over 2 for instance, 3 half notes in a measure, the half note gets the beat. Now that can change quite a bit which note value gets the beat. Often, if there's an 8 on the bottom for instance, almost always the 8th note does not get the beat. Rather, the dotted quarter note gets the beat, which is worth 3/8 notes. So I have to explain really quickly the basic types of time signatures. Number 1, there is simple time. That means there's a beat and you subdivide the beat into groups of 2. Ta-ta, 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 ta-ta. That's a time signature like say 4/4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But if I have a time signature like 6 over 8, it is generally implying that there are 2 beats per measure, but each one can be subdivided into 3s, and that is called a compound time signature. Therefore, 6/8 is usually felt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, a simple time can be subdivided into groups of 2, ta-ta, 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 and in compound time, the beat will be subdivided into groups of 3, ta-ta, 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 ta. If there's an 8 on the bottom of your time signature, probably it is implying a compound time signature, but again, not always. 3/4 versus 6/8 is an interesting example of this. 3/4 means 3 quarter notes per measure, the quarter note gets the beat. 6/8 is how I mentioned previously. Usually there's 2 beats, but each one has 3/8 notes in it. Now, both of those have the equivalent of 6/8 notes in a measure, right? They're equal to each other in terms of a fraction. 3 over 4 and 6 over 8 are equal. But 3 over 4 gets 3 beats in a measure, each one with 2/8 notes in it, and 6/8 gets 2 beats in each measure, each one with 3/8 notes in it. And that creates a different feel, very different feel. Here's a little bit of a piece in 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can feel that beat being subdivided into 2s, ta 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 ta. But now I'm going to play a piece where the beat is subdivided into 2 groups of 3s, 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could you feel that ta 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 ta? Very different feel from 3/4, even though they take place in the same amount of time. I should just say there is one other type of time, which I call asymmetric time. There are other words for it, and it's where you have a time signature like 5/8, where the beats are uneven. 5/8 is usually in 2 beats, but one gets 3/8 notes subdivided into 3, and one gets 2/8 notes subdivided into 2, so the beats are uneven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not super common in popular music, but quite common in 20th century classical music. So to sum up, the time signature tells us how to feel the beats and what note value gets the beats. The top number is how many, the bottom number is what kind of note. And usually that's also telling us what note gets the beat. But if there's an 8 on the bottom, the 8th note may or may not be getting the beat. More than likely, the dotted quarter note, the equivalent of 3/8 notes, is getting the beat, and we are in compound time. So I hope that helps a little bit, because